Hey everybody, it's Morgan here with the Jewel, finally finished. It's all made out of sycamore and granadillo for the case, as long as some accent pieces. Granadillo is a Mexican rosewood. And the secondary wood for the drawers are quarter sawn maple, and there's also some quilted maple in this piece as well, which I'll show you in a minute. This is an original design. I was inspired by a piece of architecture in Oakland at Lake Merritt, the Christ of Light Church. For non-religious reasons, I was inspired by the piece of architecture, and I started by sketching some ideas, followed by a cardboard mock-up, and then I put it into SketchUp and hit the shop. So here it is. The front is pillowed, book matched along the center line. It's very subtle, but that's a book match. This is obviously a continuous grain or waterfall effect along the side from one piece of sycamore. There's some surprise drawers for rings. More rings, slightly larger drawer. All my drawers are handmade dovetails. And you may be wondering, how do you open the rest of the drawers? At first, I was going to have, traditional pulls made out of metal, but then as I worked with this sycamore, I really enjoyed the grain pattern and didn't want to busy up the face of this with what would amount to 8 pulls. So what I did instead was the mirror is framed in granadillo, the dividers are all in granadillo. These dividers are for bracelets. But what I have up here is a magnetized key. I call it the key. Looks like a pawn in chess. And I've also mortised or embedded into the drawer faces rare earth magnets, 1/2 inch by 1/8 inch rare earth magnets, so that I can use this as my pull for each of the drawers. So these become the pulls. You can open these separately, independently. There's a little found space up here where I have more area for bracelets, earrings, more earrings, and also there's the drawer that can also be pulled from there if you prefer. Earrings, more dividers, all in granadillo. Earrings, and a little carved area for a finger pull below, and this is for more bracelets. So, okay, I got earrings, bracelets, rings, but where do the necklaces go? I was able to create another kind of found area, and that is what I'm calling the wing doors. And the wing doors are bent lamination over a form. I used a vacuum bag over form. Shop cut veneers, 3/32. The interior side, this is where the quilted maple is, on both sides of the interior. I really like quilted maple and how the grain moves when the boards move. So that's why I used it in the area where I would get movement. And so I have quilted maple, bending ply. The core I carved or I planed with a curved plane out of cherry, and then more bending ply, and finally the sycamore on the outside. So I created my own plywood. And normally you would cover this with an applied edge or edge banding, as I have above, but I really liked the look of it. I know it's against the rules, but what are rules for but to be broken? And most important, the client liked it, i.e. my wife. So we kept this exposed, the exposed edges on both of the wing doors. I created the pulls for the necklaces, the hooks for the necklaces, also out of the granadillo, in the same shape of, I think of this as a jewel, this shape, and thus the name of the jewel. And so those are the 2 wing doors, and the lid. And let me show you the back, just because this sycamore has such a variety in its grain pattern, and this back is all one piece of wood. And look at the variety from what looks like snake skin all the way to a lighter, finer grain pattern. Just amazing wood to work with. So that's it for now. Thanks.